Good morning, Paragoners. How you all doing? So, a very quick video to tell you that Lieutenant Belica, I'm not sure how you say her name, but she is now available in the patch 3.1.1 along with a load of new emotes as well. However, this video is just focusing on the new character and what I think of her. So a bit of gameplay in the background for you. Firstly, of me just constructing a deck for her because I don't like using the already pre-made ones. So I was just quickly going through and just making a customized deck, which I've definitely got to play around with a little bit, but I think I'm on the right lines. So this new hero is a burst caster who's really good at zoning enemies with a lot of AoE attacks or area of effect attacks that she uses. She can also control the enemy team's mana, which is very, very useful. She has a skill which is her Void Drone, which actually makes a huge area of effect. Any enemies actually have their mana drained plus are damaged every time they use an ability in that area. Very, very useful skill to have, especially in team fights, as well as her other skills. Now her first one, she puts a mine bomb kind of thing down, and that lasts for about 2 seconds and then explodes, doing a huge amount of damage. And her ultimate is a one-shot type thing, close range. The less mana a enemy has, however, the more damage your ultimate's going to do. It is, I feel personally, a little bit underpowered at the minute, so I think the developers are going to have to tweak that very so slightly. Definitely on the right lines, I think, but I think it is a little bit underpowered, especially compared to some of the heroes' ultimates at the minute. It definitely needs a little bit of a looking at. However, I actually really did enjoy playing this hero, a lot more so than I thought I would. Now she is obviously a laning character, she isn't a jungling character. However, I did do a little bit of jungling because our jungler was absolutely god awful not picking up level 3 minions, which I really don't understand why, but unfortunately that is the quality of player generally in Paragon solo queues these days, unfortunately. So a couple of weaknesses for this new character. She is she feels very, very squishy, unfortunately. She cannot go toe to toe with a lot of characters. The Murdoch on the enemy team was absolutely messing me up in this game. I tried to stay away from him, however he did corner me a couple of times and just absolutely tore me a new arsehole. So she is a little bit squishy, is one thing to be aware of. She also doesn't do the hugest amount of damage against people. She is very beneficial in a team fight, don't get me wrong, because she does have large AoE attacks, so it does obviously damage everyone in a big area. For a moderate amount, I wouldn't say a huge amount, it's a moderate amount, so it is going to make a bit of a difference in a team fight. However, she's not a Rampage, she's not a Chimera, she cannot go toe to toe with characters. She is all about the abilities. Her stun ability is really good. I forgot to mention this one, is she actually lays down a line right in front of her, which chucks minions or heroes up in the air, stuns them for a second, and does a little bit of damage. Really actually very useful, especially again in team fights, because that 1 second stun does give you the opportunity to do a lot of different things to an enemy team, whether that's evade them and escape them, or just absolutely go hell for leather and absolutely tear them a new one. That 1 second, even though it doesn't sound like a lot, is a huge amount of time in team fights. Coupled that with her bomb and her AoE mana draining ability, these really do take a lot of emphasis away from the enemy team and puts the advantage to your team, because you're draining the entire enemy team that's located in that AoE of their mana, so they obviously cannot use their abilities. However, the abilities they do use, they're getting damaged quite badly for as well. I think it starts off at about 100 to 150 energy damage and goes up quite a substantial amount. Obviously, dependent on how much energy, damage, penetration, and all the rest of it you have in your deck, that's going to be massively massively benefiting the damage you're putting out as well. Really useful character, I think, and a little bit of tweaking around with my deck. I think I'm gonna actually quite enjoy playing her. I'm not usually one for the laners, I'm more of a jungling guy, but actually really did enjoy playing Lieutenant Belica. We'll stick with that name, that sounds about right. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I'm going to try and come up with a good build for her. Once I actually do, I will put a video out for her. I've got a very good build for Rampage coming up, and for Chimera, and for Greystone, so keep an eye out. Subscribe if you haven't, because there's going to be lots and lots of Paragon goodies coming out for you on here, as well as loads of other stuff I do on the channel. So I'd love for you to become part of it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the game. Thank you as always, and I'll catch you in the next one.